heard so many times. Speak easy from Eddie Hernandez.
I need you to tell me I'm bugging. Look at this guy, Lone Star. Can you tell me who this is? Pop, no, kid. I need to know who this is. I don't need your analysis. You're going to need it. Now listen. Look at his movement. Look at his footwork. Look at the placement on this clothesline. I see it. What are you trying to tell me, kid? Dad, stop being fucking blind. That is exactly who you think it is. I can't say it. You have to say it for me. I don't want to believe this shit. It's a different clothesline, but the same power behind it, if not a little more. And that name, Dead Giveaway. So, am I to believe that Lancelot actually does know who the Lone Star is, if he's anybody? I mean, this is obviously assuming that the Lone Star is someone that we know, which Lancelot seems to think it is. I have no idea, but I'll tell you what, he's going to the right person in Igris to help him figure that out. Folks, welcome to Evolution, 3 weeks ahead of the biggest show of the year, Nitro 11, which begins on Monday, March 7th. Make sure you are subscribed right here so that you can get every single video leading up until Nitro. I mean, I can't tell you how important it is that you be watching, because there is so much stuff happening every single day.
Yeah, all I ever wanted was the world. I can't help that I need.
Lazzara and Kaitlyn Dunlap, they sort of kicked off last week, so Jason Parker made this match official very quickly, and the champion, Ballesca Pierce, she has held the title for now a significant chunk here of season 2. She had words about both of these women who she has faced off with before. I've been waiting for an opponent for Nitro, and it seems that 2 of them are trying to kill each other just for a shot at me and my beautiful championship. I feel accomplished. I feel accomplished because this title means so much to these women that they are ready to go to war at the drop of a hat just to be champion. Lazzara and Kaitlyn, I have beaten you both, but I never back down no matter how many times I beat a bitch. I'll be waiting for either one of you at Nitro. All right, the champ not backing down from either one of these women, but of course, I wouldn't expect her to, given what we know about Ballesca Pierce since she captured that title. A 7-2 record for the champ since she debuted after Bash at the Beach. She debuted by beating the then champion Catherine Sakamoto, and she has not looked back. Of course, she fought Lazzara for her first defense of the Academy title. That was at Stormchaser Liverpool. Then came up against Kaitlyn Dunlap with the Academy title on the line at Winterfest. So lots of history with both of these women. Lazzara answers back with a huge knife edge chop on Dunlap, and now Lazzara using her incredible power for that neck breaker. Lazzara now using the quickness, deceptive quickness for a woman of her size, and there's the strength that you'd expect from the former Academy champion. Lazzara has been synonymous with the women's division in the GAW Academy, now Evolution, basically since the beginning, since its first broadcasts on YouTube. Lazzara has been a part of it. She's coming off a win over Katana last week on Evolution. In fact, before that return, Lazzara's last match was against Kaitlyn Dunlap, which she lost. Dunlap got the win. That was on the lead-in to Winterfest. Now Lazzara off the ropes, gets out of the way of Dunlap. Lazzara rolls back into a head scissors. Unbelievable. Lazzara picking Dunlap's leg out from beneath the ropes. Dunlap kicks out. Lazzara certainly does look a little bit leaner than when she went up against Kaitlyn Dunlap, and that has resulted directly in more athleticism for the former champion. And she is going to need it to go up against Ballesca Pierce at Nitro which appears to be Lazzara's goal. She said it last week. Unfortunately, we couldn't hear the rest of what she said because Kaitlyn Dunlap decided to get herself involved. I applaud Jason Parker for making sure this match happens. And it happens so quickly. Lazzara with a huge right hand shot off the ropes. Now Lazzara back in, and again she's targeting Dunlap's neck with that air raid crash neck breaker. Lazzara might be looking to finish things off here for Dunlap. She has a nitro spot in the sights. Make my fortune, but Dunlap knew it too well. Dunlap with a huge lariat, and now Dunlap into the cover. Lazzara kicks out. Yep, we knew Lazzara has been having some major issues with the Make My Fortune. That goes back pretty much all the way to when she lost the Academy title to Catherine Sakamoto. Now Lazzara going back to the tried and true method of just overpowering her opponent, and Kaitlyn Dunlap on the wrong side of this one. Lazzara unable to get the win off that beautiful Uranagi. But Dunlap looking worse for wear against the incredible power of Lazzara. Now, this is something new from the former champ. It's a knee bar right in the middle of the ring. Lazzara not known for her submission mastery, but that doesn't mean she's not competent. Dunlap has to fight out of it. Will that become an issue? Lazzara has hit the neck and the back, and now going after the knee. That's gonna really hamper Dunlap's movement all around the ring. Now Lazzara just 3 huge strikes. Dunlap laying across the bottom rope. She's laying up over the apron. Lazzara with a huge drop kick. Dunlap had no defense on that. No way to cover her head. Lazzara back into the ring with the cover. Lazzara, she's got to resort to other options if the Make My Fortune is not working. And that is exactly what she has done. That was excellent from Lazzara, the former champ, but exactly what you'd expect. Here's another look. Make My Fortune, countered by Dunlap. It's a counter that we have become very used to in Lazzara matches. That Make My Fortune, it has made and it has broken Lazzara on many different occasions. But this time the former champ was up to the task. And again, if you're gonna go up against Ballesca Pierce, you have to be at your sharpest. So will the Make My Fortune be a factor for Lazzara in that match? Is that what she's gonna try to do? I don't know. Is that match gonna happen? I don't know. But Lazzara, at this point, it seems like she would be the most likely candidate to fight for the title at Nitro 11. I've given you a week. You want to explain to me what happened last Monday? You know as well as I do that we're gonna have to work this out one way or another. But I'll tell you how we're gonna do it. I got us a match against the Buccaneers tonight. If you want to get back to Nitro, this is how we're gonna do it. You can forget about Oliver Parker. All that matters is winning this match, and we can go get those titles. I'm not going in the match. Huh? I'm not going into that match. I'm going to Nitro already. That's what I'm focused on. Nah, man. No, you can fight twice at Nitro. You've done it before. I'm counting on you for this one. Yeah, we know Las Vegas Connection can make an entrance. We absolutely know that. Unfortunately, Angelo Diaz happened to come up here alone after Derek Cole and Marco Diaz were absolutely erased by the White Company. That was on Dark last Wednesday. And just the disrespect from Paul Heyman to not even mention that one of Evolution's brightest stars was absolutely obliterated by Brock Lesnar after what was an incredible title match in Atlanta. That means that Angelo Diaz out here alone. But let's talk about this. We know our main event is the Lone Star versus Lars Nightfall and I can't wait for that match. But now, potentially the Wing Collectors versus the Buccaneers, at least, that is now being scheduled. I'm being told Jason Parker has made it official. It will be the Wing Collectors versus the Buccaneers. However, will it be Franky Omega and Andrew Wesley of the Wing Collectors? Franky seems to think so. Andrew Wesley, though, reticent to say the least. And if you believe him, he is not going into that match. I mean, he said it flat out. So does that mean that we're actually going to see the Wing Collectors, or is Andrew Wesley going to stick by his word? They say judge people by their actions, not by their words. Well, Wesley, he has been there for Franky Omega for months, but over the last couple weeks, the last 2 matches they've had, he's the reason they are no longer Academy Tag Team Champions. It's unfortunate, but that is the reality that we have to deal with. God, the fear factor of Santanico walking out here. I mean, it's just unbelievable. This man, undefeated, he is headed to Nitro to take on, presumably, Midnight, the Raw champion. Now, Midnight has said that he will put his Raw title on the line at least once more before Nitro. So, you never know what can happen, but given the history of the Raw champion, it certainly seems like we are headed for a collision course of the 2 undefeated men in Evolution in what it promises to be one of the great matches of Season 2. At least on paper, that's what it looks like. By the way, folks, part of the reason Santanico carries this intimidation factor is, of course, his entrance music. You can listen to this right now, along with all the music in GAW, over on our Spotify playlist. Check the link in the description, or on the website, generaladmissionwrestling.com. All of the music from across GAW, all in one place. So, I don't know why you would listen to this if you weren't, like, about to run through a titanium wall. But if you wanted to, for whatever weird reason, it's right there for you. Talk about running through a titanium wall. That is what Angelo Diaz is. Santanico wants to run through it. Let's see if he can do it here. Angelo Diaz immediately, no respect, no regard for human life, as both men collide with the referee simultaneously on 2 shoulder tackles. Good Lord, Santanico takes Angelo Diaz down again. You remember back when Igris was fighting Diaz in the Raw tournament, and of course, Igris, a dream run to the finals in that tournament where Santanico eventually beat him. Igris really struggled to get Angelo Diaz off his feet. It took him almost all match just to get Diaz down. Santanico has done it 4 times in 30 seconds. That is the unbelievable power and skill of Santanico, undefeated and potentially future Raw champion. All right, Angelo, this is suicide. Why would you do that right in front of Santanico? Folks, if you're looking for some new gaming content in your life, check out our newest YouTube channel, CFC. Oh my God! Sleepwalker from Santanico. He's added that to the arsenal, but again, cannot get the job done. The link for CFC, by the way, in the description right now. All kinds of new content going up over there. Horizon Forbidden West drops in just a couple days. It's the sequel to one of my favorite video games of all time. I have a new video talking about 7 headlines we might see after the debut of that game, and a ton more content planned. So just make sure you're subscribed over there if you're not already. If you are already, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If you're subscribed here, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If you're not, you should be, because Nitro 11 is coming in 3 weeks. Santanico with a beautiful flatliner. He has so much pop in his legs and hips that he can just generate this offense out of nowhere. And that's going to be a real issue for Midnight. Midnight is, like we've said so many times, he is the perfect embodiment of underground wrestling, what underground wrestling is meant to be. Meanwhile, Santanico, I'm not saying he's not a tremendous underground wrestler, or that he's not, versatile, or, whatever, all that. He absolutely is. But what he brings to the table is just this raw athleticism that could disrupt Midnight's preferred, I don't want to say methodical, but deliberate style. Angelo Diaz, though, planting that kick right between the eyes of Santanico, and into the cover goes Diaz. Santanico, yeah, you're gonna need more than that, my friend. Remember, we're still waiting on the main event, the Lone Star versus Lars. Nightfall, another man who defines the underground and what he can do, the man brought in by Eddie Hernandez. Now Santanico has a long-running start with Angelo Diaz in his sights. Santanico going for that upward knee strike, but Diaz too quick for that. And thank God he was. Santanico, what a kick! Absolutely drives it home, and now straightjacket German suplex into the bridge. Santanico has the wrist locked. Angelo able to kick out. He is too powerful in that upper body, but Santanico now again getting charged up, running out of the corner, rising knee strike again, sidestepped by Angelo Diaz, and now the pump kick. Diaz takes Santanico down, and if you're Midnight, all you want is for these guys to beat the hell out of each other. I think if you're Midnight, you're probably rooting for Santanico to win at the end of the day, just so you can fight him when he's undefeated. But I think you're rooting for a long match. Santanico! Dead man's lobotomy from Santanico. We have not seen it very much from him, but it is so dangerous when he hits it. Angelo Diaz kicks out. Diaz, his face busted. Now Diaz, beautiful kick, and Diaz gonna answer in kind to Santanico with the straightjacket German suplex this time. Santanico able to kick out. And this is exactly what you want to see if you are a fan of Santanico. Now, I mean, Diaz, this is absurd. Angelo Diaz is 320 pounds, and Santanico just tossing him around. Diaz is bleeding from the face. I don't know where. That dead man's lobotomy didn't help. Now Santanico rolls out from underneath the ropes, and Diaz takes him down. Diaz, two right overhand strikes, trying to put him away. Diaz trying to do something that no one has done in GAW, and that is pin Santanico. That's not gonna happen with a snap power slam like that. Santanico showing the raw power. That boot to the gut caught by Diaz, and now Diaz, talk about raw power, that's a single hand spine buster. Diaz continuing his onslaught, but now Santanico with a toss. Anything you can do, I can do better. Santanico says that to most, and now he's gonna say it to Midnight. Sleepwalker again. Santanico floats over into the cover. He's trapped the left arm. He has not trapped the legs, and it comes back to bite him as Angelo Diaz kicks out of the Sleepwalker yet again. No one can deliver the Sleepwalker like Midnight. Santanico is one of the best there is, but no one does it like the champ. Midnight, 22-0. Santanico coming into this match, 14-0. Out comes Diaz, and Santanico is there. Huge right hand. It's just amazing that Santanico is taking down Diaz like he's just any normal-sized person. Diaz comes in at 6'8", 320 pounds. This is not a normal-sized dude. Santanico just tossing him around, striking him. Santanico with a dead man's lobotomy again. Look at Angelo Diaz's face. That is gruesome, and so is the dead man's lobotomy. Santanico puts him away. The first one didn't do the job. Angelo Diaz, though, realistically had no shot. After that first dead man's lobotomy, he was able to kick out, but I think that used all of his energy reserve. and he just had no chance. Santanico has boundless energy. He has a motor unlike any we have seen, maybe other than the Raw champion Midnight. In some ways, the two are so similar, and in others, they are so different. And that is what makes their potential matchup at Nitro so intriguing. It really, it might be one of the great matches of the night at Nitro 11, or of the event, I should say. This was probably the great match of tonight. We'll have to see. We still have two to come, including our main event. The Lone Star takes on Lars Nightfall. Speaking of the Raw champion, though, it has just come in. Midnight is making good on his word to defend the Raw title one more time before Nitro, or at least one more time, and it will be against the giant killer, Dagonite. Midnight versus Dagonite for the Raw title goes down next week right here on Evolution. You can bet Santanico will be watching. But folks, we got to go backstage now. Queen Alexia promised that she would explain her actions attacking Yamamoto. Well, let's hear it. Who has the best record among women on Evolution? Is it Lazzara? Is it Ballesca? Is it Dunlap? Is it Moto? It's me. But you wouldn't know that because all we talk about around here is how great Yamamoto is. She's the greatest rookie in GAW. She was anointed by Okada himself. She's the next great thing in wrestling. You ever asked yourself why? Just because some guy said she was great? Has she beaten anyone good? Did she actually compete in that title match that she was just handed earlier this year? The worst part of it all is that she pretends to have no ego, but she has the biggest head of anyone here. Anyone with actual humility would turn away from the undeserved attention, but she embraces it because she knows this is the only attention she's ever gonna get. When she goes up against me, all that attention goes away when people finally see that Queen Alexia is the real star. And Yamamoto, she's just a groupie. This is the music for the Wing Collectors, but there is no Andrew Wesley. The fans are booing Franky Omega, but they're not booing Omega, they're booing Andrew Wesley for not showing up here. And look at Omega. For months, he has been so energetic. He's been so happy just to be out in the ring. It's really been a treat to watch him. And now, he looks dejected. Like it's a chore for him to even get in the ring. Speaking of, the Buccaneers, Devin and Kurt Andrews. Kurt, the former two-time Academy champion. Now the two going to gladly take advantage of Franky Omega out here by himself. No Andrew Wesley. And for the friendship that Omega and Wesley has forged in, to borrow a phrase from Paul Heyman, in the crucible of combat, and over all of this time together, for Andrew Wesley to just give up on them now. Franky Omega facing down two of the most dangerous men on earth, and he's doing it alone, but Omega with the T-bone suplex. That's a good way to start things off. I'm talking about Kurt Andrews being a former Academy champion, a former two-time Academy champion. You can go check out the history of the Academy Championship, the history of all of the championships in GAW, dating all the way back to 2005, over on the website generaladmissionwrestling.com. You can also read full recaps of every show as they happen, so you never have to miss a minute, and you will not want to, because Nitro 11 is coming in 3 weeks, and you need to watch it go down. Devin Andrews now using his speed. He is obviously a world-renowned striker, one of the best, but he also has a bit of his brother Kurt's athleticism to go along with that. Of course, Kurt Andrews, known as, at least before Derek Cole showed up, the best Raw athlete in GAW, or at least on Evolution. Now Derek Cole giving him a run for his money in that regard. Franky Omega, turnabout is fair play for what the Buccaneers are doing. Kurt Andrews knew he needed to be there. Omega dealing with what seems like insurmountable odds, and Devin Andrews knows the striking game too well. Ducks that kick, boxes the ears. Now Franky Omega, talk about striking. Big knee strike, that knee countered. Devin got the elbow in, and now into the corner goes Franky. Shot by Kurt. Devin Andrews almost taunting Franky Omega, sending him into the corner where Omega's partner Andrew Wesley should be. Our main event coming up next. Lars Nightfall versus the Lone Star. Omega gets Devin Andrews up. Franky Omega might just do this. Omega theory. But Omega took too much out of him. Franky Omega's been battling too, and now Omega crawls over. He puts the arm in, but Devin Andrews able to survive. Franky Omega almost did it. Against all the odds, no Andrew Wesley. He is fighting like a caged animal, and it is working. But when will it catch up to him? Will it be now that heavy right hand from Devin Andrews? And now Andrews caught that one strike. Andrews kissed the canvas. And it may have just caught up to Franky Omega. Devin hooks the leg, and the Buccaneers have defeated, quote-unquote, the Wing Collectors. No sign of Andrew Wesley. And he did say that he wouldn't be here. But Franky Omega didn't believe that that could be possible. Franky didn't believe that Andrew Wesley would truly abandon him like this to the predations of two of the most dangerous men on planet Earth. Here is the Omega theory, but Franky Omega just didn't have enough, and that was the story of this match. Not enough. And the Buccaneers gladly take advantage.
My brother has already held the Academy title. I've already conquered the entire world as a free agent. Between the two of us, we've been the most impressive story in GAW all year. The last thing on the docket, winning tag team gold. We understand greatness is measured in gold. Gold we've amassed over our careers to create a richer career than any brother tandem in history. We know what winners look like. Hernandez and Park, they are not winners. They were right place, right time kind of guys. In fact, that's all they've ever been. If Devin or I had been around doing what they did last year, we'd be the faces of the Academy. Well, guess what, boys? This isn't the Academy anymore. This is Evolution. And in the words of a legendary fighter, evolution will leave you behind. Prepare to be passed by the world's greatest tag team at Nitro.
Listen, I've had enough of this shit. We gave up everything we had to form the Wing Collectors. We broke our backs training for this, and at the moment when all that becomes the most important thing in our lives, you decide that you're gonna give that up. What the hell did you think was gonna happen when I went out there alone? You know I had no chance at that. It did. Then why in God's name were you not out there with me? We had a chance to get to Nitro. It was you who gave that up. I'm going to Nitro. I have my match. You walked out there after I said I wouldn't go. Forgive me for not believing that my best friend would leave me in the ring alone 3 different times. You don't understand the position I'm in. You can win a championship anytime, but to have this in my grasp, the ability to fight Oliver finally at the biggest event in the world, you wouldn't give it up either. That's where you're wrong. I would give up anything for this team because I already did.
Do you know how many people told me that I was wasting my potential on a tag team? That all of our work was going to waste because we were too new, too inexperienced? I never envisioned this happening when I first signed here, but I gave up all of the dreams I thought I had to make this team happen. You and I changed the entire face of tag team wrestling. Every successful team in GAW is a new team taking our style, our strategy. Don't you see what we've done? Yes, have done. We did it. Now it's time for me to do this, something I've been working for a lot longer than our team. We did it. When we first started as a team, you were the one that told me how long of a process you were prepared to take on to make this happen. Yes, I was prepared. That didn't mean I was gonna throw years away when we had achieved what we meant to do. So this is just about the one title to you? Win a single championship and call it a day? That's all it was for you? You knew as well as I did that we had other goals. It wasn't just about this. So when we were ready to move on to those other goals, we part ways as friends and move on, not leave in the middle of matches and not show up for your brother. I had to do what I had to do to get this match, and if you understood what's going on between me and Oliver, you'd understand why I did what I did. Oh, I understand completely. I understand that you were either lying to me before or you're lying to me now. I understand that you were so short-sighted that you didn't even realize what you were doing to your friend, because this is what you've convinced yourself is okay to do. This is what you want. You want to leave this team that you helped create, the team that changed the game for an entire promotion. You want to leave your friend who was there for you for a year. You want to throw everything we've worked for away in a matter of weeks. Yes! I would give up everything I've ever done in my career to fight Oliver Parker at Nitro.
I think it is truly an end of an era. Andrew Wesley has turned his back on Franky Omega and the Wing Collectors. And that ends the brief but incredible story of a team that it has changed tag team wrestling in GAW. I mean, make no mistake, the current champions right now, Eddie Hernandez and Yunsan Park here on Evolution, and then of course over on Storm, the Skymen, Ricochet and Robbie Eagles, both were new tag teams, singles guys that formed a cohesive unit. Will Ospreay, Zack Sabre Jr. trying to do the same thing over on Storm. The Wing Collectors started all that. And for that to be over because of Andrew Wesley, what he's doing, I never thought I'd see it. Nothing says cowboy quite like a giant Texan walking out to the ring on an undefeated run, so dominant that even a young rookie like him could make the current Academy champion desperate for answers, and that's what he was with Igris earlier today. Folks, check out our social media channels, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. All the links are down in the description. Relive some of the great moments from GAW. Catch up on any shows you missed, and you're gonna need to. Nitro is 3 weeks away. Lone Star will be there. Presumably, he's got to go through Lars Nightfall first, and the Lone Star flying knee strike. Nightfall not taken down, and this immediately looks like a different match than what we've seen from the Lone Star before. But Jason Parker knew that this was going to be the kind of contest that we were going to see here tonight. He knew that this was going to be Lone Star's toughest test in the singles arena, and so far, that has proven to be true. Speaking of the commissioner, Jason Parker, we just got 3 weeks until Nitro 11. Parker is working overtime to figure all this stuff out. Let's go back to the office where Jason Parker has some announcements. Let's not pretend we didn't see what happened between Franky Omega and Andrew Wesley. As anyone who watched their rise knows, this is emotional, to say the least. Apparently Franky is feeling that too, because he has asked for a straight-up street fight between him and Wesley so that they can settle their differences. Whether it'll work or not, I don't know. But that match will go down in the main event next week. The Wing Collectors were tag team champions less than 1 month ago. February 7th, 2022 was the last day the Wing Collectors were champions. So now let it be known that February 21st, 2022, the two members will be in a street fight in the main event of Evolution. I mean, it's unconscionable to think that this is what it has come to. Lars Nightfall going for the cover and an easy kick out here from the Lone Star. Speaking of unconscionable, the domination from the Lone Star has been unlike anything we've seen, but this from Lars Nightfall is unlike anything that has been done to the Lone Star, and maybe has it been too much? Has it been too much too quickly for the young rookie out of Texas? Has the rise been too fast? Lars Nightfall gets him up. Nightfall thinks it has with a tombstone pile driver. We saw Nightfall defeat another rookie, Chris Alexia, on Dark with that tombstone pile driver. Now the Lone Star with a knee strike. We know that rookies rise, and sometimes when they're challenged, they can't meet that challenge head on. Is that happening right now with the Lone Star? Lars Nightfall gets him up into the powerbomb position. Nightfall trekking to the other side of the ring, and Lars Nightfall transitions onto the shoulders. What's he thinking by the ropes? Lone Star not going to be there long enough to find out. Lone Star doing the right thing, and now out goes Nightfall. Folks, we are rapidly building what I believe is the greatest community in wrestling right now, and that is all over on our Discord. So join it right now. Check out the link in the description or on the website generaladmissionwrestling.com. Lone Star unleashes the knee strike, and the Texan, he's going to Nitro. The Texan has not defeated Lars Nightfall. I thought that was it. I think he just destroyed Lars Nightfall's nose. I mean, his nose exploded on impact, but Nightfall kicks out, and now Nightfall, using his incredible strength. What is the big man thinking? Stump puller here on the Lone Star. This is smart here, testing the big man's flexibility. The Lone Star up to the task. Nightfall, can he answer? The Lone Star was going for it with that discus punch. And now the Lone Star up to the top he goes. Escaped Lars Nightfall, but Nightfall, huge knife edge chop. Lone Star comes down to the other side. Now counters the right hand strike again. Lone Star going for that huge discus clothesline, but he's caught with the Uranagi by Nightfall. Lars Nightfall, let's not forget, has notched a win over the face of the Academy himself, Eddie Hernandez. Now the tag team champion. Half of the tag team champions. Lars Nightfall has defeated him in single combat, and he's trying to do the same with the Lone Star. Is the Lone Star up to the task he needs to be if he is going to take on Lancelot at Nitro? But the nightmare from Nightfall, it's going to be too much for the Lone Star. No! This man is going to Nitro, and you can tell he is a fighter. Maybe this is why Lancelot was so desperate for answers about this man. Is he ready for this? Clothesline. Lars Nightfall was ready for that. Nightfall has been as good as it gets.
in the GAW Academy and on Evolution, but the Lone Star is something special. I think there's no doubt about it. And now for Nightfall, a man who is so intimidating, a man that no one has answers against. He is looking for answers against the Big Texan. Nightfall once again, boot to the gut, thinking powerbomb maybe, but Nightfall countered by the Lone Star's incredible strength. Nightfall out of the ring, he goes, and the Lone Star wasn't expecting it. Very smart from the big man and the Lone Star, calling him back in. Nightfall obliges. Nightfall, naked prelude from Lars Nightfall. He caught the Lone Star coming in, and Nightfall was too fast, even for the Lone Star himself. Now Nightfall gets him up, looking for a second tombstone pile driver. He got it right in the middle of the ring, but the Lone Star back to his feet. Nightfall is running out of answers, and you can tell because Nightfall is rapidly turning up the pace. Nightfall now just raining unprotected shots down on the Lone Star. Do you think Lars Nightfall wants to go to Nitro? I think he does. This is a man who desperately wants the Lone Star spot, fighting Lancelot for the title at Nitro. But the Lone Star not gonna give it up. Lone Star with an unbelievable tilt-a-whirl power slam. Lone Star hooks the leg. The Lone Star finishes off his toughest challenge. And he drops to his knees because the Lone Star nearly did not make it out. And this is Lone Star's opponent at Nitro. Lancelot's out. It is his Nitro opponent coming out to the ring. Finally, the two will meet face to face.
Oh, you think you're really clever, don't you? I know who you are. I know exactly who you are. You are not going to Nitro. There is no way. I will make sure you don't get there.